Hello, you are listening to the Gamer Librarian Podcast, the best podcast you can find on this side of the multiverse. And for this week, I think we should all celebrate what we're thankful for, in Thanksgiving. I hope everybody ate some lovely food this holiday. And, I made some great honey butter for my cornbread that I made for uh, friends and family that we had over. And that was delicious, right? And I got the idea because I was watching this YouTube channel called The Outdoor Boys, right? This is a channel where they post camping videos, hunting, survival videos, all this kind of stuff, right? I was more interested in the winter camping survival stuff. I thought that was really interesting. But I'll definitely put the link to their channel in the description just to, so you guys check them out. I think they're really interesting. I would definitely love to go and do winter camping sometime in the future. I think stuff like that would be super, super awesome. And yeah, so, because it's Thanksgiving, I heard some awful, awful news, and it's that there's footage of Butterball employees abusing turkeys that surfaced online recently, and apparently they stated that like they got the workers, fired or they handled it and stuff. And I just think that's disgusting, right? I was never a big Butterball fan, so I think that's gross. And it's just like, why are you letting employees like get that close to turkeys in that way? What are you doing? Like, what's happening? I don't know, bro. That's so odd. So yeah, I hope all of you just, cooked your turkeys and ate it, and nothing else. That's all I could hope for. Thank you very much. That's basically it. Other than that, thankful for my friends and family, and I'd have to say, personally, manga. Manga has always been like something that I've been interested in and I enjoyed throughout my years. But it's just like, I've been reading manga forever, and I've, just kind of had like an impasse, time. But like this year I read a lot. And so it's really been really fun doing that. It got me through a lot of like work and stuff. So that was great. Just this week I got through 60 plus chapters just through work, and that's just really fun. I love it. It's so uh great to just read it on my phone and just flip through the pages. I like the manga, the stories and the characters that they have more than like Western comics and stuff like that. It's just like that's just my thing. So for this year, it's like just manga and manga artists. I'm going to talk about manga later on in the episode, but it's just definitely been something that I've cherished a little more this year than a lot of other times. But something else that came out today that I got a chance to listen to while I was working and preparing the podcast and stuff was the new Juice World album. Now this is a posthumous album. Now I don't really like look into how much of the album is like actually written or produced or created by him, or maybe it's like um collaborators and then like obviously AI or things just fixing him, but like it's just like an album that it has his name on it and I'm interested in it. It came out and I was actually a big fan of the pre-party album. I thought the song Both Ways is really great. That was really fun. And this song has some pretty good tracks too, more so in the beginning and the end. So, I like Spend It, the last song. That's really great. Cuffed, Condone It Ain't Too Bad. Adore You, it's been a song that's been out for a while, but that's definitely been on here again. So that's good. The Nicki Minaj track is here again, and same with Eminem. But surprisingly, the one Fall Out Boy is also here. I didn't know that one is out, so that's been pretty good. Yeah, so that's basically the entire album. Yeah, I thought it was really okay, but for a posthumous album, I guess it's I guess the end of him. But maybe they'll have like a few more things coming out with some collaborators. But I'm a big fan of Juice World, and I never got to see him live, and it's just like if I could have, it would have been like the first chance I got, and it's just like it's a little disappointing. So I'm definitely a big fan of his tracks, even though they're just like the last of his legacy and stuff like that. But it's definitely fun. It's really cool. So I'm glad they came out today, and that's been really really fun banging out to these songs of his. So looking forward to whatever might else come out in the future. Was It's gonna be fun. I do know he's in Fortnite, which is awesome. I haven't got a chance to play that game in a long time or try out the skin or anything like that. But eventually, maybe who knows? Um, but also Atomic Heart, I talked about that in the past. That's getting DLC still, DLC 3. There's like a teaser, I guess, as a trailer. It's like all the same, right? But I'm surprised that it's getting DLC like even to this day. I liked it for what it was for the most part. But I'm surprised it's even just getting extended content or whatever, and it's just like that's really great. I hope it really does well, or it's like sells well and stuff. Um, on the video game front, I haven't had a lot of time to play a lot of games. It's been busy with all the Thanksgiving preparations, all that stuff, holidays, do all that. Um, so I don't know how long this episode is really gonna be. I want to go back and just really finish ReFantazio, right? I'm loving that game. It's so fun. The Ogress boss and some dungeon recently just took me like 3 days, like straight, and it's just like I've been stuck here forever, and I felt like no progress. It's very very difficult, but I'm loving it so far. It's been really fun. And obviously Wukong Chapter 6 just needs to get done, and I'm not gonna stop until those two games are specifically finished because I obviously want to go back and do Final Fantasy 14. That's gonna be awesome. I know they're gonna do some kind of free to play thing around Christmas time, so if these games take me that long, then so be it. But I'm definitely gonna hit up Final Fantasy towards the end of the holiday stuff, during the holidays, something around then. And awesome that Pal World is getting a crossover with Terraria. I think that's really great. I've been meaning to go back to Pal World and try out the new updates and stuff and fully try out my character more. I only really got to like level 20 or maybe I think 30, somewhere around there, and it wasn't really too far. And a Terraria update seems just up my alley. I love Terraria. I've put in hundreds of hours of it just on, PC and the Switch version, Xbox as well. So those games are my bread and butter. I like those more than Minecraft. I think they're the base game of them, or at least designed more. And then obviously, like, mods blow those two games up out of the water. So it doesn't really matter. But they're still really fun. So that's definitely a crossover that I'm going to try and give out a shot in the future. And you know, just gonna want to give out a shout out to our sponsor, Dubby. If you use the code down below, Gamer Librarian, you're gonna get 10% off your order on things they sell like drink powders, apparel, portable bottles, stickers, bags. They've been with us for a while, just allowing us to at least have the link and stuff, and it's been pretty nice. So we'll just keeping up with them, hoping you guys use them. Not really using them right now, but maybe eventually in the future. It's been weird time for the podcast. I'm trying to transition to do a lot of things. So next year we're gonna try a lot of new stuff. So eventually that kind of transition is gonna be really beneficial, fun, enjoyable, and all kinds of craziness. So we also read Absolute Wonder Woman 2. I was keeping track with the whole series just because I'm really intrigued to see how maybe it'll connect or something, and maybe it will. Wonder Woman kind of maybe alludes to that to a degree. Now, I wasn't expecting this one to have one of the coolest pictures out of the entire three sets, but it does. It's cool as hell. It's definitely one of my favorites. Um, so it kind of starts off, well, Wonder Woman comic s, but then it's kind of being like, oh, there's some like real bad evil coming called the Tetracide or something, and this monster looks like it's straight up out of the Mist from Stephen King, which is so peak, so peak. So Absolute Wonder Woman 2 immediately became my favorite out of the three of these comics. I'm definitely looking forward to the more that's coming out. These have been so fun. These DC comics, whatever they're changing up here, has been always great. I'm a big fan of Injustice. That's always awesome. The Dark Knights, those are really cool. I think their spin-offs are actually really more enjoyable, just like the other Marvel comics and stuff. But like, this kind of spin-off, I've never enjoyed reading a one by one issue of DC Comics before. So, if these go on for a really long time, I'll be all for it. And if they keep this kind of pace, even the art style, oh, it's going to be so great. you know, it's definitely fun, reading these kind of comics. But obviously, like I said, manga, my bread and butter. So, we got a lot of manga to cover just because I've been reading a lot, lots coming out, and I want to talk about specifically Dragon Ball Daima soon. So, obviously, um, Black Clover came out um, this month, and I was super surprised to see that those three came out. Now, we had Black Clover chapters 374 to 376, and that was actually pretty surprising having Yami survive, at least for now. That's not too much of a spoiler, but if you keep it up, you're keeping up, right? But there's a whole lot of other stuff. Black Clover is still kind of rounding out its side character fights first, and then we're going to get to the end where it's going to be Asta and getting to Lucifer being possessed. Oh, it's gonna be great. Lucius, hoping we won't have to wait another 3 months for more Black Clover stuff. Maybe they're routing out the end and it's gonna come sooner than later. but who could say? But I'm still excited. I think it's gonna be really fun. I'm sad to see it's gonna end. I was loving it. Reread it. I think starting like maybe January this year. I could be wrong about when we fully started, but it's been really great. And obviously we're still reading Hunter x Hunter right now. So we're on chapter 262. We're in the Ant Chimera arc, which I don't remember any of this, not particularly. Not a whole lot of it is familiar. Um, but the villain right now, I call him King Cell Jr. just because he looks like Cell so much. It's just so fun. I'm loving it. So I'm a little further than I am in Hunter x Hunter than I am in Zatch Bell, only because I'm kind of digging Hunter x Hunter a little more than Zatch Bell. The version I read is colorized. It's just definitely a lot more fun to read right now. And I'm more intrigued by the story. It's also currently like more ongoing. Definitely more intrigued by the story, just stuff like that. So in Zatch Bell, I'm at 200 exactly. It's volume 21. We finished the Zophis and Coco fight, which was pretty fun. I remember that in the anime a little bit. It was definitely pretty cool seeing Sherry and Brago win that fight. Like I remember him fight a lot, Brago, so maybe I'm just remembering him specifically, but that fight is definitely awesome. And so I also remember another character, Momon or whatever his name is, the bunny guy. Oh my god, it's just like Artist Japan would be so weird. It's just like why? I don't remember him in the anime, but it's just like he definitely seemed familiar when I immediately saw him. I was like, oh yeah, I know this character. It's like oh, it's just like it's so tropey. It's just like maybe I just lump them all together. It's just like why do you gotta be so weird, Japan? Um, so like those are like the two that I'm currently reading right now. Um, Other than the other ongoing ones, One Piece got some pretty cool ones. 1131, I think it is. We see the return of Hadron, one of the giant captains, right? And he was like was he a prisoner in the Dressrosa arc, right? Was that what it is? He was a prisoner somewhere, and Loki wants to kill Shanks, right, or to beat him up or something, and it's just like, ooh, what's gonna happen there? Because I always thought, in my opinion, Luffy's gonna end up fighting Shanks in the future, but maybe something else will happen. Who could necessarily say? Um, so while Strawberry is done with its hiatus, we got a flashback of Makoto, and it was really great. Yeah, honestly, the art and the fights in this manga are so awesome. And to round out the last chapter of the manga that at least I want to talk about is Berserk because I've been a big fan of Berserk. We don't get a lot of chapters anymore. This is the invited assassin. We get a returning character, the Roxas, right? So that this has really turned out to be really awesome. The downtime never lasts in Berserk, so obviously the demons are back. They're like goblins or whatever. It doesn't really matter. Um, but it's just like they almost never get a break in this manga. There's almost like combat carnage kind of stuff, and who knows what's gonna happen with this assassin. Um, and it doesn't feel like they're stopping anytime soon as well. It just doesn't feel like these mangas are putting any kind of breaks to their to scheduling, to their pacing, or anything like that. It's just like, man, I'm getting old here, so it's just like I kind of enjoy talking about these just because I know, you know, every time of year, people get a little bit sad and stuff. I want to be someone that like people can listen to or talk to because it's like with the people who may not be able to read Berserk chapter 378 or not even like Wild Strawberry 375 or One Piece 1131. It's just like yeah, I would be sad if I didn't make it that far to see the end of One Piece and stuff like that. So for people out there who just like, just reading to enjoy it and, trying to get through life, I'm here to enjoy these manga with you because I'm a big fan and one day I won't be here. And if that's not to the end, I'm gonna be pretty sad. Just like the same way that like if I die before I read Dragon Ball Daima, or sorry, watch Dragon Ball Daima, the anime, until the end, right? That'd be very sad. It'd just be and I say that in the same way because like episode 8 of Daima that just came out, it has ties to the Majin Buu saga. Like in Toriyama's like last work, opposed supposedly his last work is the anime Daima. This ties into the Buu saga, and this is just extra lore that I get to enjoy. And I get to enjoy this week by week every Friday and then put out the episode. Like I'm so blessed to get the chance to do that, to talk about my favorite anime, my favorite Dragon Ball like setting ever for anime. It's so great. So yeah, Dragon Ball Daima is really awesome. It's the best episode by far. It has the best fight. It has the best like lore drop so far, just like lore connection, just so far, right? We get some. I'm not gonna really spoil it too much, but like it's just awesome getting to experience these anime again in fun ways. Even if like some of them aren't specifically done all the time by the original creator, right? It's Dragon Ball Daima is made by the same creator for the most part, Toriyama, but you know, we have different writers for Berserk, right? It's Mori, I think, and it's just like, yeah, times change, we're different. And I don't really fault like, for the world, taking people away and, life that goes on the same way. It's just sad. So, yeah, Dragon Ball Daima does tie into Boo, and that's where we're going to be following up every week, episode by episode, with Dragon Ball Daima. Like, it's just so fun to be able to do that. Um, I do kind of maybe want to switch up to Mondays just to get to a different kind of schedule for the podcast. Like I said earlier, we're going to maybe change some things up. I think it'd be easier to get things done Monday. But Dragon Ball Daima comes out on Friday, so we're not really going to see what's going to happen, but, guarantee something might change in the future. This weekend we're also going to be watching the Wicked movie, which is going to be pretty fun. So look out for that. Or I guess next episode, which will be 62. We're on 61. We're almost to the next episode. That's awesome. And yeah, I think it's going to be great. So I hope to see you guys next Friday, where I want to talk about more Dragon Ball Daima, of course, and every manga chapter that I get to read in between, and whatever gaming news and gaming progress I get to make. So, you guys, everyone, stay safe and enjoy your holiday weekend.